So, good evening, everyone. This is Pistol Racing here, and we are back for our first round of 2026 here in the Misfits Racing League. We are at round 6, and it is Silverstone Reverse. Just bear with me one sec, guys. I need to sort one of my settings out, and then I will crack on again. So it is, as always here in Misfits, it is a short 18-minute quali followed by a 50% race, which here at Silverstone is 26 laps. The thing about Silverstone Reverse, how heavy it is on the tyres. It is probably the most brutal track for tyres that I've seen on this game. Tire deck is insane and incredibly difficult to manage as the corners are so fast flowing, and lifting and coasting just is not much of an option unless you've got like a 5-10 second gap. So we'll see what happens. And today, definitely going to be a two-stop. And I think with all reverse tracks, knowing the pit lane, obviously where we are so used to the normal pit lane being quite long, this one here will catch you out. There have been quite a few times in the last week or so where I've just completely missed it and gone onto the grass and had to cut into the pit lane, getting 10-second penalties, which I think will play a huge part today here in the Misfits Racing League. So, before we get started, bear with me a sec. Okay, let's just drop another invite. So we've got quite a few new drivers in today. So welcome everyone to the league, and really hope you enjoy racing with us as much as we will enjoy having you in our league. Right, so where was I going with this? I was about to say, before I got interrupted, I was going to check the championship standings. That's what I was about to do. I imagine we will be going to quali very shortly. And whilst we've got the opportunity, let's get the standings up. Okay. So, leading is Zach, Zima Racing in the McLaren, partnered tonight by Prime Guardian. Second is George Alhumero, who is not joining us tonight. So Zach's opportunity to score some amazing points, and he has shown some serious speed in practice sessions. So can he make this a second league win in a season? I believe his last win was at Zandvoort, and I can't remember if that was the last track, but let's have a quick look. It was. So can he make it back-to-back wins for himself and for the McLaren team? After George, so the closest competitor to the closest driver to Zach in the standings, who will be racing tonight, is Max Serrat. He will be joining. He will be joining during qualifying, we've been told. And then we've got Max is 18 points behind Zach on 52. Then we've got Red Bull on 50 points. I think a driver to be very worried about, has shown some incredible pace throughout, and we'll be looking to really put the pressure on Zach tonight to try and close that leadership gap. Then we've got quite a bit of a gap, but a lot of drivers in a very close range of each other. Then we've got like Edin, who's got 26 points, Slayer on 24 points, Hayes on 14 points. Oh, sorry, Hayes on 18 points. So some very close battles there. I'm sure Millster will be looking to get some points on the board. He's currently running with just 12 points this season. I know he won't be happy with that. Our current reigning Friday night champion. So let's see. And yeah, like I said, we've got quite a few new drivers in here today. So I think I've got everyone currently in the lobby. Just waiting on a couple more drivers. I think we've got 15 in total joining, and we are waiting on 2 more drivers. It looks like and Boaks. So I think we've got 16 actually. So we are now going to lobby. People are starting to ready up. Fantastic. And it will be we will be going straight to quali. So dynamic weather here in the Misfits Racing League. Let's see what we get. Wet quali followed by a dry race could make things very interesting. Obviously, Parc Fermé is in use in all championship events. So let's see what we get. If anyone watching the stream, Edin, could tell me what the weather's looking like for quali and the race, it would be much appreciated. And yep, let's see how our drivers do and the teams. Whilst we are waiting for the first drivers to go out on track, let's have a look at the constructor standings. So we've got, it's very close at the top between Mercedes and RB. Mercedes on 109 points, Racing Bulls on 106. McLaren is sitting in third with 81 points. Aston Martin's fourth, tied with Kick Sauber on 62 points. Ferrari on 38. Haas also on 38. Then bringing up the rear is Red Bull on 21 points, Williams on 6, and Alpine with just a singular point. Can they improve that tally today, Alpine? They've got 2 new drivers in, 2 new reserve drivers in, sorry. So let's see if they can work together to try and achieve a good result for the Enstone team. Obviously, this is a home Grand Prix for not just a lot of our drivers, but also a lot of the constructors. So, dry quali. Let's hope we've got a dry race. Touch wood. Pat my head. And guys, firstly, we do also want to say thank you for watching the stream. If you're not already following or subscribed, please do. It will really help me build my following on Twitch, and I'll be able to bring... Oh, wow, Edin, thank you very much for that. So we've got a dry quali and a wet race. This is going to be interesting because drivers, it's a lot easier to manage when it's dry quali and a wet race because you can always set your car up slower to manage that wet. But also there are other factors, tyres, differential on, which, aren't Parc Fermés. So drivers are definitely going to be thinking, okay, what's best here? Now, I've seen we've already got a few drivers heading out to track. So, who is our first? We've got an Aston Martin. That is going to be Red Bull. Bear with me one moment, guys. Okay. Okay, oh wow, lots of drivers coming out quickly. They want to get as many runs in as possible. I guess also with there being no... if it is a fully wet race, they've got 4 sets of tyres they can potentially use. Has anyone chose to go out on their non-premiums, i.e. non-softs? Nope, not yet. So, we've got Red Bull. He's about to start his flying lap. Let's sit on board with the Aston Martin driver. Now this turn up here, really tricky. You want to hug the curb on the outside, connect to the inside, but not overshoot it into the next turn. Otherwise, you're going to lose so much time there. Nice one up here to the Hamilton Straight. No, this isn't Hamilton Straight. Sorry, this is the Hangar Straight. A little bit wide there, but he's got the DRS down and early, utilising a lot of his DRS as we head down towards Chapel. Nice lines there through Cops and Maggots. Gets on a little bit of the ERS utilisation. Good lines there as we come through Maggots and Beckett's. And now down the Hangar Straight. This is the Wellington Straight, yeah. Sorry, guys. A little bit of a lock up there, but a very aggressive line into Luffield. And now a 101.922 through Sector 2 for a Red Bull. He's utilised a good amount of his ERS here. He's still got a little bit left in the tank, and a beautiful turn there as we come around to the last few corners. Gets on the throttle, ERS deployment on overtake as we come towards Abbey. So easy to mess up here, but he doesn't, and that's going to be a 126.401. We've got a harsh driver just behind. Who is that harsh driver? Is that Hayes? It is not. It is Old Smoky Tom making his debut here in the Misfits Racing League. So we've got a Red Bull approaching the finish line. Is that Bagstapp? A 130.445. Boakes has retired. Boakes has retired from the session. The other Red Bull driver has lost it. It looks like coming into Luffield. And Boakes will be starting at the back unless we have a disqualification. That is going to be very hard for him. All Slayer popping the Scuderia into second at 127.1, only 7/10 behind Red Bull. Where is our championship leader? He is still on track, but he is on an out lap. Hayes, what can Hayes produce here? He has also been showing some really good pace here these last few days. Coming around the last few corners, is he going to be third? Fourth, a 127.685. Milser pops it in there, a 127.277. Beautiful lap there from the Aston Martin driver. So currently 1-3 for Aston. Dr. Burgundy, welcome back. So good to have you with us, mate. We've really missed you. And he pops in to sixth, just behind Edin. Edin has gone into fifth with a 127.8. Dr. Burgundy, a 128.6. For a driver who's barely played this game in a few months, that's very good, I'll say that. Now, we've got our championship leader, Mr. Zachary Martin, coming through Maggots and Beckett's, or Beckett's and Maggots, I should say, being with us, and heading down now onto the Hangar Straight, down towards Loughville, where it can all go wrong. He's got some slow moving cars ahead. Hopefully they get out of the way. Some of the signs have been knocked over. We've got a slow moving Aston Martin and Ferrari ahead, but what can Zach do here? Can he put his car somewhere near the front two rows? I think that's where he needs to be today. A 102. That's going to put him about a second down on Red Bull. He's got substantially more ERS to use here in Sector 3. Little bit of a lock up there. And now he's going to get full on throttle. Coming down towards the last turn, which is Abbey. And it's going to be in the 126s. 126.830, second place for our championship leader. That's all good hearing that when he watches the stream back. So Prime is on a cool lap. He's going for 2 laps. Have we got any drivers who are on fast laps at the moment? No drivers on a fast lap at the moment. Let's sit on board with Prime. He will be on a lap. Maybe Edin is. I think Edin is on a lap. He is. Let's see if he can improve. So it was a 27.6 there from Edin. What can Prime put in? It might not be as good. So I think he'll be trying to get to grasp with this very technical, tricky circuit. It's so much harder when you flip it on the reverse. Is Edin going to be able to prove here in the Scuderia? Can he help Slayer with his constructors battle? And we're looking at Sector 2. In England, 101s, 102s is good. And he is up. He's used a lot of his ERS though. Is this going to compromise him down this straight? Little bit of a lock up there. And as we head down towards the last corners, is it going to be an abandoned lap? No, it's not. Eden is going for it. He's utilised his ERS deployment, and is it going to be an improvement? It is by a tenth of a second, still in sixth, closer to fifth. So we've got Max the rat on the lap. He has invalidated. Is he going to be able to go in? I don't think so. He is showing low fuel. We will stay on board with Max just in case he can, but I don't think he will be able to. Whoa, okay, that was a bit aggressive, but okay. So, Jan is on a fast lap in the other Mercedes. Oh, wow, okay. I think that's going to be something for the stewards to look at post, i.e. Max cutting the track, cutting into the pit lane aggressively, and then Prime gets a 5-place grid penalty. Cool. So, back on with Jan. He's utilising that DRS, but not ERS down the straight. I feel like it's so crucial down the straight. If you can get it early. Nice steady line there through Lovefields. A 103.2. So you see about, I think this is going to be 128 region. Depending on his turn in here. That is a lovely turn. Oh, running a bit wide there into the third last turn. Is that going to compromise his run down to the end? And it's a 128.320. Good enough for 7th. We have got a couple of drivers on a lap. The Williams drivers of EV27.7 through Sector 1. We've got Bullier Caesar who's coming through to Sector 2. Now that is a good Sector 2, a 102.7. That's about 6 tenths up on Jan. So could he be pushing the likes of Hayes and Ed in here, Bullius? Luis Bresciano, as some of us know him. He's utilising this ERS deployment very well. And coming across to get the last lap. It's a 127.944. He's just dropped under the 28 and pips Jan for a 7th. What about Evie? Where is he? He is deborting that lap. Where are we? Me. Just going to sit on board with Max whilst I have a look for something. Guys, I do believe he'll be the next driver. Let me see if I've still got my track map, Silverstone. Fortunately, it does not look like I have. That's a shame. Why? Still get some amazing commentary, even if I don't know all these turns. Oh, I found it. Excellent. Cool. So. Okay, so Max about to start his outlet. Now, he really does need to focus on trying to keep this in track limits. We've got 7 minutes left of qualifying. He's really throwing that car around. He was treating this like it's his last lap. Hopefully but that was beautiful through the first 3 turns. We head down the Hangar Straights. 26.7, that's a very good opening first sector. Hayes puts it into second, and then Mills goes second with a 126.6. Zach is also improving the track. Evolution is definitely coming into play right now. What can our championship leader do here? It's going to need to be in the 101s. He's 3 tenths up. He is 3 tenths up. If he can put as good a sector 3 in as we head into the loop. That was a beautiful take on Village. And a beautiful line into Abbey. And it's a 126.625, good enough for third place right now. What about Max? On a lap, hasn't invalidated yet. Still got a lot of battery left. He's aborting this lap. I feel like getting a time on there would have been preferential, but this is not my race. So, Edin on a lap. Nope. He may well be, actually. He is deploying ERS. Let's watch his sector 1. 3.5 tenths up nearly through sector 1 for Edin. As we flow through Beckett's and Maggots down towards COMMS. And now up the... Oh, oops. Now up the long straight. I'm going to take some time during the break here to memorize the track layout. I've got it, so I'm going to take some time to memorize it. What can Edin do here? Heading down towards the loop. Nice turn there through Village, keeping it nice and smooth. Keeping control of that throttle. Beautiful throttle handling there from the Ferrari driver. And he's coming through Abbey, and it's going to be a 127, a 191. Still stick place, but a greater hold on it. So we've got Evie and Primed on a lap. Boulius is on a lap. Who's going to be the first? I feel like it's going to be Primed. Nope, Evie has started a lap. Evie has started. He's got some traffic. Hopefully he's able to navigate it. That was brilliant there from the Williams driver, but drivers on opposite sides of the road. Not so sure about that. I would have compromised him a bit. That was great handling though by the Williams driver. Nice taking there of Beckett. We flow through Maggot. What we'll do is we'll start comparing set to 29. Evie's off. Oh, that's going to cost them a little bit. Heading down the long straight into Laffield. And this is the Wellington Straight. Heading down into the loop. Through Village, into the loop, out of a farm. And the side kink into Abbey. What can Evie produce here? It's going to be in a 127s, 128, 340. Prime, currently 10 seconds up, so that's going to put him around the 131 range. I think he's going to be going again. He's harvesting, but this will be an improvement for him. So let's see what he can do on his flying lap. Max is in sector 1. The 26.7. 7.7. Heading down towards Clubs. Nice and smooth through there. What is Prime? Prime is he is waiting and going for a lap after this. So we'll stay on board on Max right now. Max yet to set a time. The pressure is on. It's now or he's going to be starting 14th. Unfortunately, Prime's 5 place grid penalty. And he's lost it. Max has binned it. And that lap he was doing earlier, I'm sure he's going to have wished he did it now. Will this get him ahead of Primes? Because he doesn't have much battery left. We've got a Ferrari on track. Is that Slayer? That is Slayer. Slayer hasn't improved through sectors 1 and 2. But sector 3, what can he produce here? It is an improvement. Stays 5th for now. Bullion Caesar up into 6th. Break it, splitting the Ferrari. Dr. Burgundy is up through sector 1. Max has retired. And he will be starting in 13th position regardless. A horrible qualifying from the Mercedes driver. He will be disappointed with that. Okay, so Bagshaber looks like he on a lap? He may well be. We've got drivers coming onto outlaps now. 34 seconds to go. They're not going to make it. Then Jan will not make it. How about Red Bull? Red Bull will make it. Jan will not. Mills on a lap. It looks like it. His teammate, is he getting a little bit of a tow from his teammate? Currently sitting 1-2. We've also got the McLaren of Zach on track, only a few corners back. Can Mills snatch it? A 1:26.306 provisional pole for the Aston Martin driver. What can our championship leader do here? He's abandoning his lap, so Zach will not improve. He will be starting at best third. Hayes, is he on the lap? He is. So let's compare. We've got Hayes and Red Bull both on laps. Hayes 26.7 through sector 1. 26.8, so Hayes currently up on Red Bull. Okay. The Haas driver knows he's got the pace here. He's shown it in practice. He's done the laps. A 1:01.971. He needs to find a few tenths now. What can Red Bull do? He's still got a lot of 1:01.887, so currently a tenth up on Hayes. He's done that, and Hayes has abandoned his lap. So it's Red Bull or it's Mills. Oh, that was a bit deep there into the loop. Has Red Bull got it? He's going for it. It's going to be close. Can he do it? Yes, he can by 24 thousandths of a second. Red Bull has done it, and he has got pole position here at Silverstone Reverse. Ahead of his teammate, Milstar, who will start on the front row with him, Aston Martin lockout. And very close in that midfield. Only half a second separating Zach in third, Edin in seventh. And I think we're going to have a few other battles as well. But a great lap there from the Aston Martin to lock out the front row. And a great lap from Red Bull to take that pole position at the death. Okay, just looking. So let's have a look at this. So Zach third, Hayes fourth, Slayer fifth, Bullier Caesar sixth, Edin seventh, Burgundy eighth, Jan ninth, Evie 10th, Bagstappen will start 11th, Smoky Tom in 12th, Primed would have been starting in 13th, but will now be pushed to the back of the grid. So Max will inherit 13th, Boaks will start 14th, and Primed will start 15th. Excuse me. Okay, so we are going to be taking a very short break, guys, and I'm just waiting for confirmation as to when we will be starting, guys. So please remember, do not ready up until the admin says so or does so. We are going up at past, so in about 5 minutes. So, guys, I'm going to give my voice a very quick break. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Thanks. Hi guys, I am back. So did a little bit of research, and that straight I didn't know the name of. What is the second DRS straight on the reverse track? It's actually called the National Pit Straight. Awesome name. I think it's more so because obviously that pit is still used in other disciplines. So yeah, so it is still used for like national competitions rather than internationals. I'm guessing that's where it gets its name from. So at least now I know and we know. Learn something new every day, right? And we'll be getting going in about a minute. Now, this is light rain, definitely. We'll see if it passes. I'm sure the drivers will be hoping so. Obviously, we won't have DRS during wet weather until the FIA decide it is safe to race with it on. So overtaking is going to be a lot harder. I think it always is in the wet anyway, because of the dirty air and the lack of grip off the line. But I think the key thing here, especially if it's a wet race, how well these drivers can manage their tyres. Will some of the drivers be able to make it a one-stop? The delta difference around Silverstone is one of the greatest on the calendar at 26 seconds. I think only Singapore is longer at 28. So big difference here if you can make the tyres work for you, not overheat them, bring them in gently and save, because you know that's a second a lap over a race distance in a 50%. So maybe worth it. Safety car, I would say high likelihood of a safety car, so the drivers will obviously be making their minor adjustments right now, but we will be getting going any second and setting their fuel loads. How the cars, when it comes to fueling for wet, I find you need to overfuel because it's a lot more egg in the throttle pushing it, and you know with that you're utilizing more of your throttle, and you're also traveling. You might be traveling slower, but you are traveling for longer, so your rate of fuel I find higher in a wet race than a dry race. Lifting and coasting isn't as effective unless you're, like I said, looking after your tyre wear. So seems we are maybe a minute or two delayed, but that is not a problem. And here we go, guys. So all of the drivers on when it's straight in, no formation lap. We are racing here at Silverstone reverse, and Mills has not got a good start. Zach is past Mills into turn one, and Mills run wide. We've got the two Ferraris and what looked like a Haas as well running wide. It is carnage in this midfield. Oh my goodness, it is carnage in this midfield as we head down towards the first straight, the hangar straight. I'm wondering how many drivers have got damage, but already Zach right on the tail of Red Bull. Boak's up 2 places, primed up 4 places. Let's have a look at position change. So Dr. Burgundy up 3, Max up 5, primed up 4 places. And it looks like Evie and Primed might be battling, but we've got a nice long chain of drivers here. I don't think this is going to be rain for very long. I don't. All drivers will, I'm sure, be on inters. Yep. I don't think this is going to be raining for long. And I definitely think this will be a 2-stop race. It doesn't look like this rain is heavy. So have we got any decent battles going on? We've got Slayer and Burgundy. Burgundy, like I said, a monstrous start up to 5th. Obviously, the 2 Ferraris and the Haas driver connected did not help their cause in the slightest. And that definitely gave Burgundy and Boulius that opportunity. Boulius at the front of this pack, and already a gap of nearly 4 seconds between the leader and the pack. But that pack is tight. 3.3 seconds separating 4th and 11th. No error, no space for error here. Let's see what can Dr. Burgundy do as we head up the hill through Stowe. Very wide line there from Burgundy, but does that allow him to get on the throttle a bit earlier? He's closing slower, Slayer. Slayer not on the racing line. Can he get that stopped in time? Yes, he can. As we head round. And Burgundy has run wide. Burgundy has run wide. Slayer has got that move done. Absolutely clinical, but he has destroyed his battery to get up. And Hayes on the inside. Can he make that move stick? Going through left fields. He's going around the outside. There's a bit of contact there. Is that going to allow the Mercedes through? Yes, it is. Was there contact there between the Mercedes and the Alpine? I don't know, but Burgundy really dropping back here. Doesn't look like he's got damage as Edin flies through as well. Dr. Burgundy dropping from 5th to 9th in as many corners. Red Bull and Zach pulling away here, but Zach staying with the race leader. Oh, Red Bull has slipped. Red Bull has slid into turn 2. I kind of class that as turn 2. It isn't, but it feels like turn 2. But if we want the name for it, Club. He has slid out of Club. We've got a caution in sector 3. That is primed. He's lost it through Abbey, it looks like. Can he get this car going? Primed using 0 assists, which is not easy. We've got Zach alongside Red Bull. There's contact between the two drivers, but nothing untoward. As we're heading through Beckett's and Maggots. And Red Bull holding off our championship leader for now. But Slayer, oh, we've got Bullius has run off. Can Slayer get the move done? Yes, he can. And into, I would call it, is that Stowe? Nope, that's Cops, sorry. Into Cops has got the move done, and Slayer up to 4th, looking to progress. Can Hayes follow in his footsteps? Max past Edin as well. Got another spin. That is the, it looks like a Red Bull of Bagstappen. Yep, Red Bull Bagstappen. A nightmare day for the Red Bull team at the moment, who could really use the points in the constructors. But so can Alpine, who currently got a driver in the points. So what can Dr. Bang do? Can he progress for the Alpine team currently sitting last in the constructors? Oh, that's a very wide Mercedes there. And that's Jan running very wide into the loop. And losing a considerable amount of time there to Evie. This DRS train, when it, and if it becomes one, but this train is definitely clearing up, I think. Currently sitting from 4th to 10th. Slayer starting to pull away though. Red Bull doing a great job holding it off off Zach, not Max. Already on lap 4 of 26. Oh, we got a battle here between the race leaders. Nice line there. As we head around towards the National Pit Straight. Zach has got a lot in harvest. He's had 70% battery. I'm surprised he didn't try to use more down that straight. It can be quite considerable. Maybe thinking his car doesn't feel strong enough as we head through Luffield and into Brooklands. Some very smooth lines there from our race leader and championship leader. We've got a bit of a train now behind Bullius. Managing these wet conditions very well is Bullius. But how long can he hold off the likes of Hayes, Max, and those behind him? Dr. Burgundy slipping down a bit. But he has got past Edin. I think Edin must have made a mistake there because Burgundy has got past him. He was sitting 9th last lap, now in 8th. And he's got Evie right on his tail. Jan closing in a bit. I think he's taking it a little bit easy, not utilising all of the track that he could have. But looking at the RS levels. Oh, it looks like, have we got Hayes going up the inside into Telma? We've got a collision in the back. We have a collision in the back. That is Max. Max is down. He has got, has he got damage? I would be surprised if he doesn't. Hayes not getting that move done on Bullius. It doesn't look like Max has got damage. It might be minor. So, Bullius holding off Hayes and pulling away now. Burgundy also holding off Edin and Evie. No drivers yet to pit. We're going to watch this battle here for 5th. Hayes is going to be he knows this Williams is holding him up now. Zach is utilising this here as we're going to switch battles here. Can he get the move done into left field? No, he doesn't. Red Bull covering the line very well there. What about Hayes? Hayes has got the inside on Boulius. Is he going to hold it into left field and then the Brooklands? Yes, he does. The Haas driver getting that move completed up to 5th. Edin starting to pull away from Evie. Evie, maybe his tyres are starting to slip a bit. Not going so aggressive there through Brooklands. From the exit of Brooklands even. I'm wondering when we are going to start to see the first of the pits. In a dry race, I would be expecting about lap 8. This is not dry, and the drivers will be monitoring the weather situation, if it's a full wet race or not. It's definitely still into weather, but how far are we from 6? Our first track limits of the day, and that is going to be Jan. He's got his teammate right behind him. Are they going to work together like the Mercedes drivers did yesterday and help each other progress? Let's see what happens here. But Max, 5 seconds down the road to Evie. Let's see. I think Max is suffering with a bit of understeer here. He's definitely losing time through these corners. Or he's running a very low downforce setup. Oh, we've got a battle here for 7th. Burgundy Edin right on the back of Burgundy here. As we head down towards COMMS. And now down the national pit straight. Edin is backed off. We've got a safety car. Is this a full course safety car? I think this is a full course safety car. Yes, it is. We have got a full course safety car here on lap 6. I wonder what the reason is. It looks like there's a Haas, maybe Old Smoky Tom. Has he lost his wing? I'm thinking, I'm not sure. Hey, he's picking up a drive-through penalty for speeding under a safety car, exceeding his delta. I can already imagine. I can already imagine the voice chat right now, and I will not come out with the superlatives I am expecting, but I know what Hayes is probably coming out of Hayes' mouth now. I'm wondering how many drivers have utilised pit assist for this race. It is an assist we allowed in this league, and I think with the reverse tracks especially, Zach, Boak's picking up a drive-through penalty as well. This race going from bad to worse for that Red Bull driver, but Hayes is going to be screaming at himself. Looks like Slater. No. Right, we'll wait to see how everyone comes in and out. But Smoky Tom has stayed out. He has decided, nah, I'm good. I want to get towards the front. I want some battling, mate. Question being, how well does he manage those tyres? He's going to come out ahead of his teammate. So, Smoky Tom, only driver, I think, not to pit. In that, Smoky Tom, Backstappen and Primed are both in the pits. Is Boak's going to pit? Yes, he is. And I had a feeling that was going to happen. It just seems like one of those days for Boak's. A 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Will he take it? Will he come in maybe next lap to serve it? Obviously, you cannot serve a drive-through under safety car condition. You can serve 10-second penalties. We will see what he decides. What have we got for tyres? What are people deciding? Let's have a look. This could be interesting. Boak's going ambitious. He's thinking, okay, this track is drying up. Oh, let's get on those hards, baby. Let's see. Does that mean that the dry is coming? We're going to have at least 3, maybe 4 laps under safety car. We're both nearly a lap behind the safety car. And this is going to be his time to test. So, Smoky Tom, only driver not to pit. Boak's has pitted onto hards. This is going to produce some great action here in the Misfits Racing League. So great to be back after the Christmas break. It was a long 3 weeks. Some drivers trying out new stuff, new equipment, new settings. And now we are back here in 2026 for what promises to be an incredible year here in the Misfits Racing League. Got a great bunch of guys here, some great action up and down the field. It's not always just front-centric, but Smokey Tom has chosen to pit now. I'm wondering if he's going to go for the softs, or not the softs, but the drier compounds, because this track, I've said it, looks like it's drying up. It's not dry enough yet. Could it be, though? He is going for the hards. He is going for the hards. Let's see how Boaks is doing now. He's pushing. One wants to catch up to the pack, but 2 wants to warm these tyres up. Let's see. Now, we've got a lawnmower. We've got a lawnmower. It's definitely struggling. It's not going to get easier. Does he choose to come in and get these tyres off, get back onto into service 10-second penalty? Let's see. No, he's staying out. Okay, it's all. So, as we stand, Red Bull leading the race with our championship leader Zach in second. Mills in third, Slayer in fourth, Hayes in fifth, but with a drive through to serve. I'm wondering what penalty has Jan got. He's only got a 3 second, okay. Boulius in sixth in the Williams, Burgundy in seventh in the Alpine, Eden in eighth in the Ferrari, Evie in ninth in the Williams. The Mercedes drivers of Jan and Max 10th and 11th respectively. Bergstappen in the Red Bull 12th, Smoky Tom 13th in the Haas, Prime in 14th, and Boaks bringing up the grid in 15th at the moment. Boaks with a drive-through penalty as well as a 10-second penalty for speeding into the pit lane. Hey guys, we're just going to take a very quick break. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back racing, nearly. So I am back, and I think we will be back racing this lap. Looks like Max has pitted onto the medium tyres. Could this be an ingenious? So how many drivers have we got that have gone on 2 dries? So 3 drivers: Old Smoky Tom, Boaks, and Max. I think we will be home racing at the end of this lap. Max catching up to the pack. And could this race have just turned on its head? It really does depend. I think if these guys can get the inters to say lap 13, 14, it's going to be a 2-horse race. It's not going to be a 2-horse race. However, they can't. You're not making any tyre go 16 laps here. It's going to be practically impossible. Let's sit on board with Zach. We're going to watch how he responds to Red Bull's launch. It's going to come late. It has to. You can't go too early here. But when will the Aston Martin driver launch? Not yet. I think it's going to be as we exit here. And he has got an excellent response from Zach. And here we go. Mills has been caught napping a bit. He's already a second down on Zach. And we are back racing at Silverstone. Red Bull picks up a 3-second penalty for track limits. He's run wide into turn 1, turn 2, but through Vale. Sorry, through Club. As we head up now, Red Bull is going to be pushing. He's already 7 tenths ahead of our championship leader. What about Ryan coming into pits? I think he's going for the dry tyres. Let's see what our dry runners are able to do over the next few laps. But we are going to get back to the action. Hayes is going to be fuming about this drive-through. Hopefully he can recover from it. He's got 3 laps to serve it, as has Boakes. It doesn't look like the dries are coming in just yet. We will be able to compare times. We'll look at Hayes' Sector 2 and we can look at, say, Max's. So Hayes is going to be a 1:11. 8:89. It's close. Yeah, we're not dry yet. Okay, we're not dry yet. There's a couple of seconds difference there. So it may be worth it. You know, 2-3 seconds a lap. Like I said, could come into work. And obviously, if the tyres are cold, they're not going to be wearing as much. But Red Bull does set the fastest lap there, 1:37.591. This track is definitely speeding up. We've got Hayes into bits to serve his drive-through. And Boakes as well. They will drop towards the back, but not at the back. I think Primed is still quite a way behind. Obviously, a pit stop taking longer than a drive-through by a few seconds. So, we'll stick on board with this action. We've got a nice battle shaping up here for the final podium position between Slayer and Mills. Good friends off the track. And now battling on it. Who will be the victor out of the 2 drivers? The next 15 laps will tell us. We've got Dr. Burgundy in excellent return to league racing here on F1. Having been playing iRacing for a while. Running that car very low to the ground as we saw the sparks coming off of his plank. And closing in on the Williams. A solid debut here for Dr. Burgundy in the Misfits. And I thought he was going to look up the inside there into Luffield. He's got the Ferrari of Edin right on his rear wing as well. A good exit there from the 2 drivers behind Bullius. Oh, we've got Zach closing in on Red Bull. This track is drying. I'm starting to see a dry line coming through here. And Max is closing. Max is closing on the likes of Bagshap, and he's got past him. 2 battling now. It's going to be... Oh, I'm not sure about that line. And Max has binned it. He's binned it out of the loop. Okay, let's get back to this battle for 5th. It's not just Burgundy, it's also Edin and Evie. And Zach really seems to be closing in Sector 1, but Red Bull seems to have the upper advantage in Sectors 2 and 3. Oh, Smoky Tom getting past Max. Max has put it into the wall. And Max has retired. Race to forget for Max. Another on-track retirement from Max. Not the sort of behaviour we're expecting, but anyway. Okay. Getting back on with the drivers who are still in this race. Like I said, this battle for 5th is amazing. I think it's going to go down to the wire. Heading down this being turn 1 into turn 2. Who's going to get a better line through? I'd definitely say Burgundy had a little bit of a better line there, but Eddie has a good kick out of club. Sorry, out of Vale. My apologies. Out of Vale. And Edin is really on the back here of Burgundy. Can he get a move done into Chapel? No, but a beautiful line there as we head through Maggots. And Beckett, sorry, that being Beckett. Oh, but excellent speed there for Burgundy, who has gone from defending to attacking in 3 corners. Can he get the move done? He's got the inside line. There is contact there. Is this going to allow Eddie through? Eddie has gone wide as well. The 3 are going to go. Are we going 3 wide into left field? No, but Eddie utilising his battery. Can he get the move done here? He's going to have the inside into Brooklands. Burgundy utilising his grid position there to defend hard. Some amazing defending there from the Alpine driver, who's up to 5th. Bullius down 2 places, and Evie right on the back of his teammate. Williams now sitting in 7th and 8th as well. But Bullius is looking up the inside. Nope. Unable to make the move, and has this now compromised himself for his teammates. This is definitely the battle to watch right now. Have we had any more drivers pit onto fresh tyres? No, we have not. Just the 3 currently on the dries. I still don't think they're right. So let's see, a 142 from Slayer. You can compare that with a leading... It's getting close. It's getting close. But we're not there yet. We're definitely not there yet. I think it's going to come in just in time for that pit stop for the Inter drivers. Nice line there. But Zach, knowing he doesn't need to do anything here. He can just stay in Red Bull slipstream, have him take him along the track, and he's got his 2nd win in as many races, and further pushes himself ahead in the championship to Red Bull, who probably is turning out to be his main competitor here. A very solid race from the Aston Martin driver, that's for sure. Dr. Burgundy starting to really pull away. And Bullius defending from his teammate. Eddie getting a little bit sideways there into Lovefields. We're definitely going to be at that stage of the race where tyre management is going to be kind of crucial. So, yeah. As you can see, Hayes has passed Smoky Tom. So the Inter's still definitely in a choice tyre. As we've got this battle for 3rd is hotting up. Now, there's a big enough gap here between Red Bull and Mills that Red Bull will get a podium finish, barring any mistakes. Mills seeming to have the way in, like through Club, Vale and Vose. He definitely seems to have the advantage there, but Slayer catching up in the faster sectors. But is this track? I don't think this track is going to dry out in time to have much of an effect for the drier compounds. So we'll see. Edin has now pulled away from Bullius, who has still got his teammate Evie on his back. This is a really good recovery drive from Hayes, having had to serve a drive-through penalty. He's really in the mix here. He is for points. Like, I see no reason why Hayes could not get 9th position here. He's got the pace, as he showed earlier on in the race. Was super unlucky with that drive-through penalty. I would not be surprised to see Hayes finish 9th or higher. I wouldn't. Obviously, Jan with that 3-second time penalty. Is it still 3 seconds? Let's have a look. Yes, it is. Only 3 drivers with penalties at the moment. That's Boaks with 13 seconds. Jan with 3. Red Bull with 3. Boaks will have to serve 10 seconds of those in the pits should he pit again. But this battle for 5th is hotting up. Edin has used that battery to catch up to Burgundy and put some pressure on the Alpine driver. It looks like it's going to be a good point scoring week. Now, Burgundy, you can just see the straight line speed difference there. Burgundy with ERS, Edin with not. But look at that. Burgundy locked up into Club and Vale. Sorry, locked into Vale and got a very bad exit out of Club. Other way around. Like I said, sorry, still learning, guys. Down the Hanger Straight to Chapel. And Burgundy, just with that pace, he's using that battery very sensibly here. Slayer has dropped off. Mills starting to put the pressure down on Slayer. He's starting to feel it. I'm guessing now he's thinking, I'm intrigued to see what is Yang going to do here. He's pitted out. He's come back out onto Inters. Is Smoky Tom pitting? He's pitting for a fresh set of mediums. Okay. Die hard. That is die hard. Can prime on these hards. Get past. No, he can't. You're going to see that has speed on to difference. He's up to 10th. 2 seconds behind Bagstappen. Yeah, and with his second 3-second time penalty. I'm really surprised. This is a very demanding track. Not done very often. And we've only got 4 track limit penalties. 2 of which belong to Jan. This is some incredible driving here from our drivers in our Saturday Night League. In the lack of penalties, I was definitely expecting more. We've got a move there. Burgundy's in the pits. Edin is continuing on. What is Burgundy doing? So is Evie. Evie's in the pits. What are these guys going on to is the question. Neither getting a penalty. Like I said, penalties will play key here. What is Burgundy pitting onto? He is going for... Is he onto the hards? Evie is pitting onto split strategies. Oh, this is going to be interesting. So, now we are going to find out what's better. For the last 9 laps, my money is still on those Inters. I think those Inters are going to be playing. Yeah, and pushing and locks up out of turn 2. Sorry, out of turn 1 into turn 2. Is he going to get ahead of Evie? I don't think so. Nope, Evie has made the undercut work. So can these guys now catch up to Bagstappen? Where is Hayes? Hayes has also pitted. What did he pit onto? He's sticking with the Inters as well. He thinks that's the tyre of choice. I think it's very sensible. Bulius and Edin still battling, so... I don't know, you look up aerial view and it does look like the rain is easing off, but the Inters are still supreme. Smoky Tom back in the pits. Maybe a damaged wing, but he's back out on mediums. Has he been overlapped? I don't think so, but we're close. Oh, we've got the leaders into the pits. What is Red Bull doing? He is onto the hards. He thinks that is the way to go. Bulius gets a 10-second penalty for speeding into the pit lane. Like I said, penalties are going to play crucial here. What is everyone doing? Zach Cards, Mills, he has been held a little bit. Smoky Tom has been disconnected. I'm going to just send a quick invite so he can rejoin. Bear with me, guys. Okay, so Mills is sticking with the Inters. Split strategies. Slayer has stayed out. Is he waiting maybe a lap or 2 longer? Let's have a look at this tyre situation. It's gotten interesting. So, we've got Burgundy on 1 lap, fresh hards. He's going to come out. Has he got the leap on Edin? He has. This is going to be interesting because this could mean that the hards are coming in now. And that it is going to be a drier weather conditions. Let's see. I think it's going to be too late for these drivers now. But Slayer with an 11-second lead. This is going to be a good test here. We can see the gap. And it does look like, obviously much fresher tyres, but Red Bull has already taken a second out of Slayer in 10 seconds. Oh, and the Red Bull getting a little bit slidey there. We've got a caution sector 1 that is going to be a Haas. Is that Smoky Tom or was that Hayes? That was Hayes getting a little bit slidey there through Magnets and Beckett. It seems like now is the time. Is Slayer coming in? Yes, he is. Is he going to slow down in time? Nope, he has got pit assist on. Cool, okay. Could see that for sure. Zach is closing in on Red Bull, but that lead has dropped from 1 second to 3 seconds, or sorry, has increased from 1 second to 3 seconds. Zach needs to get a move on if he wants that second race win. Slayer going on to the mediums, so he's definitely drying. Another 3 second penalty for Red Bull. He's pushing. Is the RD penalty going to cost him a race win? Because he's got to push even harder now. Mills is staying out on those inters. I think we've now at the stage where we have had to commit. Pitting now is going to lose so much time. But he's going to come out ahead of Slayer. But is it a question of when, not if, Slayer gets past? Edin as well. Burgundy. So Edin has got past Burgundy. This is, like I said, this is interesting. We're seeing such a range of strategies here. It's hard to know who's got what. Verstappen is in the pits. He is going to be coming out on inters. So, hopefully we've got any battles. We've got the battle for 6th. Now, Burgundy seems to be struggling on his hard. Maybe he's struggling to warm them up. So he has pitted onto the mediums. He's keeping with Mills. That's definitely going to be track limits there for Boulius. As we start, well, he's got a 10-second penalty for track limit. Right now, that's not going to cost him a position. To Jan, it will to Evie and potentially Hayes. Hayes, like I said, has shown some very good pace at the start of his race. They're on the same tyres as well. All of these guys on inters. So let's see what happens here. Bryant has just pit for mediums. He's going to be battling with Smokey Tom for 13th place. So we're down to lap 20 of 26 here. I want to stick with this battle. Oh, hello. Edin is now in a stone's throw of his teammate Slayer. These inters are still the tyre of choice. I mean, look at this gap between Edin and Dr. Burgundy. He's pulled 3.5 seconds in a lap. And I'm wondering here if Mills can catch up and potentially take second from his teammates. Right now, Red Bull sitting first on track, but with that closing and with 6 seconds of time penalty, Mills only 11 seconds behind, so that's 6 seconds in 6 laps he needs to gain. Let's check. Let's compare. We'll compare times through sectors, but I really feel like we could see a Ferrari switch here. We've got Evie and Jan battling. Obviously, Jan with 6 seconds penalties, Evie with none. So it doesn't mean to be too much about, but will Hayes be closing? Let's see where he comes around that turn. Looks like he's closing a little bit. We've got Boakes in the pits. He's going to be 70 drive, so he will get overlapped without a doubt. What is he going on to will be the question. It looks like Mills 1:11.2. Let's compare end of lap times between Zach and Mills. But it does now look like these dry compounds are coming in. Slayer is starting to pull away from Edin. Zach sets the fastest lap of the race. Let's see, what does Mills produce here? He doesn't improve now. What was Zach's last time? Let's find out. Zach there was 1.5 seconds faster than Mills. The dry tyres are coming in, without a doubt. Actually, we'll keep the tyre. I think that's an interesting stat to have right now, because these tyres that have come in. Boakes has just pitted onto the inters. We've got a yellow flag in sector 1. Who is that? I want to say that might have been one of the Ferraris, because Edin is now right back up with Slayer. Maybe Slayer had a whoopsie coming out of Stowe. Just 5 laps and a bit left. We've got some gaps closing. Hayes is closing in on this battle. Can Evie get the move done? Jan is defending brilliantly here. But he has run incredibly wide onto the national pit straight. Evie gets the move done. Can he now start to progress towards Burgundy? 8 seconds down the road. It really is touch go. It feels like parts of the track are faster for the dries. Oh, Slayer locking up. Slayer's locked up. Can it? Oh, is there going to be contact there between the Scoop Ferraris? No, there isn't, but I think Eddie's going to have a better run. Slayer defending hard here. Edin has backed off. He's thinking Slayer was full time for Ferrari. I am not. If I can hold off, I will do. Let's see. But this is definitely an Inters track right now. This does not look dry in my eyes. Zach keeping with Red Bull. Jan has retired. That doesn't look like a pit lane retirement, but I don't think it's going to bring out a safety car. No, that might actually be a pit lane retirement. Let's sit on board with any of our drivers and see if we can see something. It is a pit lane retirement. Okay, so that's a pit lane retirement from Jan. Oh, Zach has got past Red Bull. Red Bull really struggling. His tyres are really going. Even primed on the fresh mediums is catching up with Red Bull, having been overlapped by. And as I say, that prime gets a little bit out of sorts coming out of Brooklands. But Zach now in the lead. We'll compare times between Mills and Red Bull. 7 seconds, 4 laps. It might be a bit too much for the Aston Martin driver, but if Red Bull is struggling this much, he's already lost 3 seconds this lap alone to Zach. A 1:39.1 from Zach. We didn't catch Red Bull's time there, but what is Mills going to do here? Let's have a look at his time as he comes down towards Abbey. And it looks like it's going to be similar. A 1:39 flat. So it's kind of Delta Crow, but if Red Bull keeps making the mistakes he is, he's going to start to fall into the path of his teammate. We've got Evie and Hayes. This, I think, is going to be a battle that's going to spruce up for the last few laps. 4 of that 8th place. I know Hayes won't be happy with that, but it's a very good comeback. From back of the grid with a drive-through penalty up to 8th, potentially scoring, well, would be scoring 4 points for the Haas team. But it looks like Red Bull is taking it easy, doesn't want to lose those 3 points to his teammate. We've got 3 and some laps to go here for our leaders. Again, Red Bull really struggling on the exit of Luffield. I think it's not costing him much time. Maybe he's just revving it a bit too much, but we're definitely seeing a case here of Edin sticking with his teammate. He's not going to make the pass, but is Bullius catching up? We get him in the bumper cars here now. Here's my question. Is Bullius catching these two? Because I think he is. And he's got a 3-second penalty, or is it? No, it's a 10 seconds. So it's probably an insurmountable amount. But Slayer is really struggling on those mediums. And with just 3 laps to go now, Alto Tommy's being lapped here. So but no, Edin is past Slayer. Now can Bullius press on? We've got a battle here. Evie and Burgundy and Hayes. Oh, was that a little bit aggressive there from Evie? He's on the curb. Burgundy to the outside. Hayes is coming around. Who's going to get a move done? It looks like Hayes has got the best exit there. He's got the inside line on Evie. No, he hasn't. Burgundy has got the inside line. Is this going to run him very wide down to the hangar straight? Yes, it is. All 3 drivers here getting very, very sideways, getting a little bit slidey out of Stowe. But as we come into Chapel, Evie up to 7th, Hayes up to 8th, and Burgundy down to 9th. Now, Bullius is closing in on Slayer, but 12 seconds, 2 and a bit laps, is going to require a big mistake from Slayer. So I think this is definitely the battle. The battle for 7th is the battle to watch. Can Burgundy get it back? He is on the hard tyres. I don't think so. but he is sticking with them. I think there are parts of his track which are better for dry, and a good part of his track which is better for wet. But the times are very similar. Like Evie's coming around at 1:12, Burgundy 1:14, and he had a couple of slips. So the times are still very similar. There's not that big of a delta difference here. We're heading into the penultimate lap. 4 of these drivers are lead drivers on their penultimate lap. And Bullius really closing in on Slayer. Slayer doesn't need to worry here. Obviously, he was seeing that Lewis Williams behind him has got 10 seconds of penalties. Just keeping it on track will get him that 5th spot. And I think he took the gamble with the mediums. It was worth it. He's only lost 2 points, I apologise. 12 points for 4th, 10th for 5th. And the rewards could have been huge had the track dried up. Unfortunately, they didn't. But Evie's starting to pull away from Hayes a bit, utilising that battery. Hayes without much battery left, but closing. We've got a yellow flag. Burgundy has lost it. Burgundy down. Yes. So Burgundy, I think will get 9th. He will get 9th, and it's a solid debut. And I don't know what happened there, but wow, I think Evie must have struggled coming out of Maggots, exiting Maggots, and Hayes has just got a jump on him, up to 7th for Hayes. And it's the Haas driver missing an end plate. He's driving this with a damaged front wing and driving like an absolute champ, but will Evie now go for it? Getting a little bit of slidey out of Brooklands. He's got Hayes deploying that ERS to get past the ghosting teammate of Smokey Tom. Can Evie stick with Hayes for this last lap? But as we go into that last lap, we're going to sit on board with our championship leader, who looks like he's about to take his 2nd race win. All he's got to do now is not drop 10 seconds. It has been steady. It has been smooth from our championship leader, Zach. As we head down the national pit straight for the final time, down towards Luffields. And into Brooklands. One more sector to go. And the McLaren driver, McLaren Home Grand Prix, US driver, looks like will take the checkered flag here at Silverstone. We've got the other McLaren of Brian Guardian really struggling down the national pit straight. Slayer will hold off Bullius as I expected. Hayes has pummeled past Evie and taken it. But for the 2nd race in a row, Zach Zima takes the checkered flag. 25 points. He will be absolutely over the moon. Red Bull crosses the line. A superb race by the Aston Martin driver. And had that gamble paid off, I'm sure if he'd gone with it into that could have well been a race win. But his teammate Mills will complete a podium, a double Aston Martin podium. Edding coming back to finish 4th. Slayer will take 5th. Bullius 6th. But can Hayes, he's only 11 seconds behind it. Bullius has got a 10-second penalty. This is going to be close. It may be one more lap. Hayes, half a second off a 6th. What a comeback from the Haas driver. Evie crosses the line in 8th. Burgundy will take 9th. Bagstappen to take 10th. Boak's crossing the line, having been overlapped, as has Smokey Tom. Just now waiting on Bagstappen, who will take the last to take check flag and take the last point as well. So a great drive there by the Red Bull driver. And that is your race, ladies and gentlemen, here in the Misfits Racing League. A superb victory from the McLaren driver to further take the driver's title. We've only got, I believe, 4 more rounds left of this championship. Can anyone catch that? That is the question. And the McLaren driver gawking it up to the podium, followed by the 2 Aston Martin drivers. Their home Grand Prix as well. Aston Martin based out of Surrey, I believe. And the champagne is spraying here for our podium finishers. So let's run over the finish standings again. Now we've got our driver of the day, Edin, cleanest driver as well. Most overtakes, Verstappen, and Zach with the race win and fastest lap. So Zach, our race winner, Red Bull second, Mills third, Edin fourth, Slayer in fifth. Some good points for the Ferrari team today. Bulliet in sixth, Hayes seventh, Evie eighth in his debut in the Williams. Dr. Burgundy, first race in F1 in like 6 months and amazing in ninth. Verstappen in 10th. And the rest of our finishers primed in 11th. Boaks in 12th. Old Smoky Tom in 13th. And our retirees today being Jan and Max. Guys, I have been Pistol Racing. I hope you have enjoyed the comms today. And if you do, please do give it a like and a follow and a subscribe if you can. Have a great evening, everyone. And take care of yourselves. We will see you next week for round 7. Take care, guys.